Hello, and welcome to the Lehigh River subdivision. My name's Ian. Tonight I'm going to go over my locomotives and rolling stock that I currently have for the Lehigh River subdivision. First locomotive is an Atlas C628 Alco in the Delaware and Hudson scheme. This locomotive has DCC and sound from factory. Next up is the Fox Valley Models Jersey Central Lines Norfolk Southern Heritage Unit SD70As. Third, we have the Delaware and Hudson SD45 from Cotto. I have an undecorated passenger car. Don't know what company it's from. I picked it up off eBay for $10. It has Micro Trains trucks on it and couplers. And I'm probably going to paint this in Lehigh Valley scheme. Fourth locomotive, we got the Lehigh Valley 282 Mikado. I picked this up off eBay. The tender's custom painted. They never changed the number on the locomotive to match a prototypical number for the Lehigh Valley. So that's something I have to do in the future, and I want to get DCC and sound added on this locomotive. Lastly, we got the Lehigh Valley ES44AC Norfolk Southern Heritage Unit from Fox Valley Models as well. For rolling stock, these are the cars that I've recently purchased. These first two are Athearn well cars. They take 48-foot containers on the bottom. I got a TTX and a CSX Intermodal. I really like these cars, but I'm having troubles with the couplers staying connected. Next up is an Athearn tank car, followed by two Wisconsin Central High Cube box cars from LBF, who are no longer in business, but they made great box cars when they were. I forget what they were before, but after they were Huberts, which are also good box cars. Followed by an Atlas articulated auto carrier in the Automax scheme, an Atlas Trainman 3-bay covered hopper, a Micro Trains CSX boxcar with opening doors, and you can close them just like that. You got a Wisconsin Central Fox Valley Models boxcar, and then two 50-foot gondola cars from Trainworks, Canadian National and Wisconsin Central, and I really like how nice these gondola cars look. Okay, for the rest of the rolling stock, we got an Atlas Trainman boxcar and an Atlas 23,500 gallon tank car, a Bowser's Pillsbury cylindrical hopper. My wife picked that car out. Followed by Micro Trains 90-ton 3-bay hoppers, I believe they are, for the Reading and Northern Railroad. I have 12 of these cars. All the blue ones are the same number, all the red ones are the same number. But I wanted to have a bunch of Reading Northern cars with my old layout, and these were the only cars I never got rid of. And these are the cars that got me back into the hobby because they were sitting in the basement looking pretty lonely. So we'll go past these. We get to a Cotto Canadian National Coal Porter, followed by a Deluxe Innovations, I forget what the marking is. It's WEPX. I forget what power company it is. We have an Exact Rail Cure for Breast Cancer Johnson Hopper car. Once again, this was a car my wife picked out and wanted me to get for her. Followed by, but it is a really nice car, and the detail is, I'm happy that she picked it out. And then we got the BNSF from Exact Rail. Has a little extra printing, nice detail. Followed by an Athearn Coal Porter in the BNSF scheme, and an Athearn 3-bay or a 2-bay Chicago Northwestern hopper, covered hopper. And then lastly, we got 3 Microtrains box cars. One's a Lehigh Valley, a Wisconsin Southern, High Cube 60-foot Norfolk Western that's detailed already, and then 2 Concord 89-foot auto rack cars, CP Rail and Chicago and Northwestern. Okay, now I'm going to do the startup sequence for the sound loco that this locomotive I just got earlier this week. Put up a little video showing it running around, but I'll show you the startup sequence. I don't have a DCC system yet, but you can run this locomotive on DCC. So we'll fire the voltage up so the locomotive sounds on. So the locomotive's fired up now. And we fire up the throttle. You hear that alco come to life and start to lug. As she picks up speed, she'll stay under load like that. There, she reached speed. It'll start shutting down a little and then kick back in under load to maintain speed. Okay, I paused it so I could get a train running on the second track, and we're back. And I'll just show you some of the trains running around on the table for a little bit. I am working on a layout in the basement. I have the plans here to show you roughly what it's going to look like. On the inside track, I set up the Fox Valley Models ES44 AC with the Kato SD45 Delaware and Hudson unit, because they're the only 2 diesels I currently have that will run the same speed together on DC. The Lehigh Valley unit is powerful enough to pull every car on the inside track by itself. You think that's 21 cars. The weakest pulling locomotive I have is the steam locomotive. And I need to figure out a way to get that to pull more cars. Because I think it'll pull about 16 cars before it wheel slips. And my layout is going to have a 2% grade on each side of it, peaking in the middle. And I'm really happy with the sound on the Atlas unit. It has low sound from factory, and it has a Sugar Cube speaker. And I must say the sound is pretty impressive for how little it is. I had a Athearn Big Boy when I was in N scale years ago, and this is almost as loud as that. And I thought that was really loud, which that had more place to have a speaker, with the tender, of course. And this is my Rollingstock and Locomotives currently. And I just wanted to give everyone an update on what I'm currently working with on that department. As far as the layout updates, I hope to be coming up with them soon. But this is basically my layout for the basement. You come down the stairs here, and when you come into the basement, the layout basically loops around on itself and will be split by dividers. The back wall is 16 feet long, and it comes out 8 feet on this side. I have a bridge I built for this section, modeled loosely off the Staruka Viaduct in Lanesboro, PA. And then this section comes out about 11 feet off that wall. And then the back track will actually not be seen at all. It'll be covered by the plywood and foam board that'll be up here. And how that's done is I'm going to notch out all the joists on the bench work for the back wall platform, and the track will actually run through the stud work. That way I can reach up through the joist in case of a derailment. So that was my plan that I came up with to solve that issue of being able to reach the trains. So from that point there, we're going to have about a 4-inch difference to the top of the layout over here when it gets back to that point. So that's why we have the 2% grade on each side. So I just want to say thanks if you tuned in and watched this video, and I hope to have updates on the layout Sunday sometime, because I do finally have the lumber I need to start building the bench work. So we'll give one more pass at the trains here, and we'll call it a night. And thank you for tuning in and watching if you enjoy seeing what you see. Thank you. Have a good night.